हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, वेलकम बैक टू माय चैनल। आज हम लोग इंग्लिश पेपर 2 लिटरेचर आई सी स्पेसिमेन 2023 के सेक्शन ए का सोल्यूशन देख लेते हैं। सेक्शन ए में 20 मार्क्स का है एमसीक्यूज। क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 है, व्हाट इज़ फर्डिनेंड डूइंग एट द बिगनिंग ऑफ एक्ट 3 सीन 1? नंबर ए, कर्सिंग प्रॉस्पेरो. ऑप्शन बी, गैदरिंग वुड्स. ऑप्शन सी, प्लानिंग टू एस्केप. ऑप्शन डी, sighing deeply. The correct answer is option B, gathering woods. Next question, what is Ferdinand willing to become for Miranda in Act 3 Scene 1? Option A, King of Naples. Option B, a patient logman. Option C, her beloved. Option D, a traitor to Prospero. And the correct answer is a patient logman, because Prospero has given him the task to carry log, इसीलिए वो पेशेंट लॉगमैन का एग्जाम्पल देता है. क्वेश्चन नंबर 3, इन द मास्क सीन whom does Iris tell Ceres not to be afraid of? Option A, Dis. Option B, Cupid. Option C, Juno. Option D, Venus. The correct answer is Venus. Dis, Cupid and Juno इनका मेंशन हुआ है, बट करेक्ट आंसर होगा गॉडेस वेनस. Question number 4, where had Ariel confined the 3 men of sin in the beginning of Act 5? Confined मने कैद करके रखना. कहाँ कैद करके रखा था एरियल? 3 men of sin. Who were the 3 men of sin? 3 men of sin were King Alonso, his brother Sebastian, and brother of Prospero, Antonio. Option A, in Calvin's cave. Option B, in wrecked ship. Option C, in Lime Grove. Option D, in Prospero's cave. The correct answer is in the Lime Grove. Question number 5, what are we told about Lucy Mallard right at the beginning of the short story, The Story of an Hour? Option A, she is proud. Option B, she is lonely. Option C, she has a weak heart. Option D, she cannot tolerate noise. The correct answer is option C, she has a weak heart. In the story, it has been told that she had heart trouble. Question number 6, in the short story, to build a fire, who advises the man not to travel alone in the cold weather? Option A, old timer at Sulphur Creek. Option B, his mates. Option C, another traveler. Option D, his dog. Correct answer will be the old timer at Sulphur Creek. Next question, question number 7. In the short story, The Singing Lesson, what did Mary Beasley gives Miss Meadows as she later entered the music hall? Option A, her music books. Option B, a yellow rose. Option C, a yellow chrysanthemum. Option D, a letter from Basil. The correct answer will be option C, a yellow chrysanthemum. This is a flower, a yellow colored flower. Next, question number 8. In the poem The Crossing the Bar, who voyage in the poem, which voyage is the poet referring to? Option A, voyage of discovery. Option B, the voyage from life to death. Option C, the voyage of self-discovery. Option D, the voyage of the imagination. Voyage means a journey from sea. Here the poet is referring to option B, the voyage from life to death. The voyage is symbolic. Question number 9, what does the word coppice mean in the poem The Darkling Thrush? Option A, grassland. Option D, dense forest. Option C, woods. Option D, trees. The correct answer is woods. The gate was made up of wood on which the poet was leaning. Next question and the last one from this MCQ part. In the poem We Are the Music Makers, where are the creative people usually found? Option A, palaces. Option B, in crowded cities. Option C, near streams and sea breakers. Option D, markets. The correct answer will be near streams. Students, let us discuss question number 2, which is complete the following sentences by providing a reason for each. Question number 1. In the Act 3 Scene 1 of The Tempest, Miranda disobeyed her father and crept out to meet Ferdinand because. What is the reason behind this? The answer will be She was anxious to help Ferdinand and she did not want him to do so hard labor. The answer is short and to the point. You also have to write like this because the marks containing each question is only one. So you have to write to the point and key points for these kinds of answers. Next question number 2 is at the end of Act 3 of The Tempest, Prospero is not surprised at the love that has bloomed between Miranda and Ferdinand because the answer should be something like this. It was Prospero's plan to manipulate their minds and make them fall in each other's love. This is the point. You can change a bit, you can change the language a bit as you want, but the answer should be like this only. Next question number 3. In the Act 3 scene 2 of The Tempest, Caliban is annoyed with Trinculo because the answer should be Trinculo again and again mocks and teases Caliban on worshipping Stefano like a god. This was the reason. Next question number 4. In Act 5 of The Tempest, Prospero embraces Alonso because what was the reason? The reason was he wants to clear the doubt of Alonso that Prospero is a spirit and not the real and living Duke of Milan. This was the doubt of Alonso. So Prospero hugs him and make him, satisfied that I am a living person. I am not a spirit of the island. Next question, question number 5. In the story, to build a fire, the man carried his lunch wrapped in a handkerchief next to his skin because the answer is very simple. It was the best way to save the lunch from freezing in the chilly cold weather. The weather was so cold that if he did not do like this, the lunch might get freezed. Next question, question number 6. In the short story, The Story of an Hour, Richards hurried to give the news of Bentley Mallard's death to Mrs. Mallard's house. What was the reason that Richard hurried to go? The reason was Mrs. Mallard had heart trouble and Richard did not want anyone else to bluntly convey the shocking news of her husband's death as it may harm her health. Next question is, in the story The Sound Machine, Mrs. Saunders turned and ran up the garden into her house because what was the reason she ran up to her house? The reason was on listening to his talk about the pain of the plants, she went under the impression that her neighbor has turned completely crazy. Her neighbor, that is Klausner, has turned completely crazy. She was afraid of him and she ran away into her house. Next question, question number 8. In the poem The Darkling Thrush, all humankind has sought their household fires because, very simple, it was evening and the weather outside was chilly cold. So now it was not comfortable to roam outside. So all humans went into their house near their fires to keep themselves warm. Next question number 9. In the poem The Birches, the poet often dreams of going back to his childhood. He often dreams of going back to his childhood. Why? Because he wants a break. Though a momentary one, that means the break should not be, permanent one. It should be a temporary one, a momentary one, and he will again come back to the real world. So he wants a break, though a momentary one, from the adult world. Next question and the last one. In the poem We Are the Music Makers, the poet declares that music makers are considered failures because why, according to the poet, the music makers are considered failures? The reason should be something like this. They does not get the success and recognition which they deserve and remain aloof from the common world. Okay, I hope it will serve, it will be good for you all.
and help you all to answer these kind of question in the final exam. Okay, keep tuned for the next segment.